In the headlines to the CBC NewsNight, the island's economy projected to grow by 3% in 2025. Barbados wants its nationals affected by a U.S. deportation policy treated with dignity. Pride of Barbados Awards presented to 10 St. Lucie residents. It's all part of regathering activities.
Casting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome to the CBC NewsNight. I'm Wendy Burke with the details. Barbadians are being told the economy is at a great place with 4% growth last year and another 3% predicted for 2025. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Kevin Greenidge, delivered the good news during the review of Barbados' economic performance for January to December 2024. Anesta Henry has the report.
Barbados achieved a robust economic growth in 2024, marking 3 consecutive years of expansion and surpassing the estimated global growth rate. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Kevin Greenidge, reports real GDP increased by 4%, driven by strong performances in business services, tourism, construction, and retail trade sectors. He says inflation fell to 1.4% due to stabilizing price pressures, while the unemployment rate dropped to 7.1% compared to 8.3% at the end of September 2023.
The economic performance also aided the fiscal performance, and government recorded surpluses both on the overall balance and the primary balance. Indeed, the primary balance was up 3%, 5.3% of GDP compared to 3.6% in the previous year. We saw the reserve reaching a record high of $3.2 billion, a record year-end high, with 184% increase over the year. The current account deficit narrowed almost by half, moving from $1.1 billion to $641 million. And given the economic expansion and the performance on fiscal, the debt-to-GDP ratio continued to contract, coming to 103% by the end of the year.
Dr. Greenidge adds commercial banks and other financial institutions remain healthy and well capitalized, while credit quality is improving and non-performing loans dropping from 5% to 4.1%, one of the lowest in history. Tourism activity expanded significantly in 2024, with long-stay arrivals rising by 10% on the strength of expanded airline capacity. Cruise passenger arrivals rose by 40.8%, supported by 53 additional cruise calls.
We continue to see economy expanding. Rate is now at the end of 2024. The economy has reached in nominal terms $14.3 billion, largest we have on record. And in real terms, real economic terms, it is $10.1 billion. And in our view, that's a milestone. We've crossed the $10 billion mark with respect to real economic activity.
Dr. Greenidge says the economy is expected to grow by 3% in 2025.
In terms of the immediate year, 2025, tourism, again, expected to continue strong momentum, leading the pack in terms of that, benefiting from increased airlift capacity, higher foreign bookings already we've seen, and also we've seen the cruise industry an additional 34 cruise calls booked for 2025. Of course, the tourism growth for that sector will support our accommodation sector, will support the retail sector, transportation, and also other service-based industries.
Dr. Greenidge says inflation is projected to range from 1.5% to 2.5% in 2025 and beyond. However, he says risks including supply issues and adverse weather conditions could affect the inflation rate. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Barbados wants its nationals affected by a U.S. deportation policy to be treated with dignity. This is according to Prime Minister Mia Motley. She says every sovereign nation has a right to pursue its own policies and protect its own laws. However, she says whether or not one likes how it is being done is another matter. Ms. Motley was speaking to the media on the sidelines of a regathering awards ceremony at State House, where she was questioned about America's foreign policy position on immigration.
You have to respect the fact that a sovereign country can do what it needs to do to protect its own laws. I do hope that there will be conversations that will allow countries who are receiving the time to be able to ensure that we can do this in a dignified way. And I certainly have asked my Ministry of Foreign Affairs to coordinate to see what they can do to ensure that any sending back of persons will be done in a dignified way. I can only tell you that I have not seen anything officially yet, but I, like the rest of the world, have seen some numbers, and I will wait to see when I see anything that is official.
The Prime Minister was also asked about President Trump's executive order temporarily suspending all U.S. foreign assistance programs.
President Trump has now come in. He says that he wants the time, 90 days to review. I think that you just have to wait. I mean, it would be inconvenient to some projects, but we have to wait and see. I don't believe in jumping in and prejudging things before things are allowed to happen.
As the Pride of Barbados Awards were presented to St. Lucie residents, Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley noted government is laser-focused on delivering to the people.
Claims We Gathering is an election mode initiative have been rubbished by the Prime Minister. She was speaking at State House, where 10 sons and daughters of St. Lucie received awards. Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley says the economy is doing well and unemployment is down, but the focus is on getting the basics right.
At estimates this week, we've now committed to the last tranche of 31 buses. So between the 59 that we have, the 30 that are coming from the Chinese, and the 31 that we're buying, we believe that we'll put the Transport Board, along with the private operators, on a solid footing to be able to give good service to Bajans. We've bought a number of garbage trucks. They're probably, and in order for us to go back to 2 collections a week, I'm told that there's a last tranche that we will have to buy at some point in the next few months. Once we do that, we will start to look and see what will put things back there.
Ms. Motley says education and health are also on the front burner.
How are we continuing to strengthen the improvements that we put at the hospital? How are we continuing to ensure that the polyclinic system works better? In education reform, we started a lot of the work there already. We just have to talk to the country now about the decision on the transfer mechanism. But we have increased significantly the training and the numbers available in there. So I am comfortable with where we are, but I'm not completed with what we have to do. And if we have work to do, then I am not in any need for us to go and have the conversation inside behind that door. At this point in time, let us stay focused. It is other people's business to want to speculate, to want to conjecture, to want to do all kinds of things. But I regrettably don't have that luxury. I have to stay focused on delivering for the people of the country.
Member of Parliament for St. Lucie, Peter Phillips, says the 10 awardees have been very valuable to the parish.
There were years that they worked, I know them personally, and there were years that they worked hard and they gave of their best. I can say that without any shadow of a doubt. They gave of their best and they loved their jobs. They loved their respective jobs in terms of helping. I was able to call on them when there were issues, even during the course of the COVID pandemic, when I was able to call on them at any point in time. And I believe today is a culmination of all the effort that they have put in, and they have benefited not just St. Lucie, they have benefited Barbados, and I want to truly congratulate them on achieving this award. It's an honor to work, and it's an honor to work on behalf of your country.
Trevor Boyce, Valis Cadogan, Fiona Griffith, Hugh Griffith, Ian Griffith, Ronte Johnson Anias, Patricia Norville, Lyman Phillips, Ramarian Phillips and Derek Toppin were presented with honours by President Dame the Most Honourable Sandra Mason. Some of them spoke about the award.
I do a lot of community work in St. Lucie and across Barbados. Community is me, it's my heart, it's my passion.
I hope that we could continue to get people in St. Lucie who are going to be active in the community, who are going to look after programs, and that next time around we should have more people involved in this exercise.
I'm the curator at the Lawrence Cricket Ground by the Ignatius Bay Primary School. I've been doing that for the last 32 years, which is mostly voluntary work that I've been doing there. I've had the likes of Kima Roach, who has passed through my hands there at the ground.
Coming up, the latest findings on substance abuse among Barbadians. People under the age of 40 are the ones mainly seeking treatment for drug abuse. This was revealed in the Barbados Drug Information Network report for 2023. Rachel Agard has that story.
The latest research findings were presented before an audience that included Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Wilfred Abrams. He believes national toxicology testing resources, protocols, and reporting requirements are among strategies needed to address substance abuse.
While I fully support the adoption of a public health perspective, it is important to emphasize that this does not mean disregarding the legal landscape. Legislative reform in the area of drugs and the drug trade is essential, particularly in addressing synthetic substances and other new psychoactive substances. Our current laws often fail to adequately cover these emerging substances, leaving significant legal loopholes that must be addressed. Many jurisdictions around the world have already begun to make these critical legislative adjustments, including some of our Caribbean neighbors, such as Trinidad and Tobago. Their experiences and the measures that they have implemented offer valuable lessons that we can learn from and adapt to suit our own context.
According to Research and Information Officer at NCSA, Laura Foster, in 2023, the NCSA conducted interventions with people ages 4 through 65. But she says the drug landscape remains similar to that of previous years.
What we found was that about a third of those students, so 33%, who were tested on admission, they were positive for marijuana use, okay? And most of those who tested positive were males, and they were between the ages of 13 and 15 years. And that's normally about what we tend to see, right? That demographic. And what's still good news is no one tested positive for cocaine use. And we don't really see that, only once. I think we saw that over the years, but it's not a typical finding.
Ms. Foster adds alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine were the most prevalent substances on record. However, she notes there was an increase in female drug offenders, with ecstasy and methamphetamine noted as emerging drugs. And she has made several recommendations to step up the fight against drugs.
This, again, highlights what I'm talking about, that smoke, these small bits and pieces of emerging drugs that we cannot deny. We're seeing it in all the different pockets now, from treatment to the police, and now even in the forensic lab. So it's definite that we have something that we need to pay attention to.
Minister Abrams has acknowledged the recommendations and urges the NCSA to disseminate the report to the public. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Attorney General Dale Marshall has expressed concern about the accumulation of unclaimed bodies being left in the morgue. He's hinted that before long, regulation will be passed to deal with the disposal of bodies in healthcare institutions. Mr. Marshall was speaking during yesterday's sitting in the lower house.
We are finding, Mr. Speaker, that more and more, for a variety of reasons, individuals are simply abandoning bodies in the morgue. And that, of course, comes with its own challenges. And therefore, the minister wants to be able to make regulations which would, it is anticipated, allow for the disposal of those dead bodies by the state after an inordinately long period of time. But those are regulations that will come. At this point in time, they have not been considered in terms of how long and what the procedure would be.
An increasing number of women are being diagnosed with breast cancer. According to medical coordinator at the Barbados Cancer Society Breast Screening Clinic, Dr. Shirley Jagru, the number of positive cases has doubled between 2019 and 2027. She says at the clinic, an average of 36 to 40 patients are screened daily. She made the comments at the Walk for the Cure 2024 donation ceremony. Dr. Jagru says the clinic's 3D state-of-the-art machine to detect cancer in the breast has been making a difference with early diagnosis.
2019, we had 40 cases. 20, we had 57. 21, 65, 69. 22, 88. 23, there was a slight fall, we had 85. And in 2024, we had 90 positive cases. Out of the 93 patients were between the ages of 30 to 33, the remaining being between 40 and 80. I'm happy to report that most of these patients were early diagnosis, resulting in a good prognosis.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
And we say good evening to Damien Best in the Sports Center. Lots to be proud of tonight, Damien.
Yeah, start of things to come. Good evening to you, Wendy. Good evening to our viewers and listeners. Well, 3 half-centuries punctuated an enterprising day with the bat for Barbados Pride in the regional 4-day match against host Ghana Harpy Eagles at Providence. Winning the toss and batting, the Pride scored 346 all-out in 84.3 overs. All-rounder Matthew Ford led with 82. Not that included 8 fours and 3 sixes. Jonathan Drakes made 70 with 11 fours, and Zachary McCaskey 64 inclusive of 7 fours and 2 sixes. Spinner Richie Luknath snapped up 4 for 69. Well, Ghana will start their reply tomorrow. Over at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua, Leeward Islands Hurricanes 290 for 6 against the West Indies Academy. At Arnottsville in St. Vincent, Jamaica Scorpions 291 for 7 against the Windward Islands Volcanoes. Jermaine Blackwood 101 not out. In the day-night encounter currently underway at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy between Trinidad and Tobago Red Force and combined campuses and colleges, the Red Force were moments ago 171 for 2 after being sent into bat. Well, Bangladesh women have won the toss and opted to field against West Indies women in the important third T20 at Warner Park in St. Kitts. Moments ago, the Windies, who lead the 3-match series 1-0, were 178 for 4 after 17 overs. Live coverage is on MCTV's ESPN channel 308. Well, a total cash prize of $600,000 will be up for grabs at the second Barbados Legends Golf Tournament, slated for April at the Apes Hill Course in St. James. CBC's Anne-Margaret Goodrich-Boyce has the details.
For the second year, 60 players will take to the greens here at the state-of-the-art Apes Hill Barbados Golf Resort for what promises to be a very competitive tournament featuring some of the best from around the world. Once again, this year's tournament will be played on the 18-hole championship course and is slated to be bigger and better with keen competition expected over the 2-day event. Chief Executive Officer of the Legends Tour, Phil Harrison, says the quality will be extremely high as some of the most talented golfers from Australia, New Zealand and Europe are scheduled to play. During the media conference, Harrison explained the qualification process.
The qualification to play on the Legends Tour is, just so that everybody understands, is major winners, Ryder Cup players, captains, the top 20 of the all-time career money winners, top 20 of the Order of Merit, and 5 players from the qualifying school. So I think what it does, it guarantees a top world-class field.
Director of Marketing at the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Robert Chase, says the tournament is a great opportunity to showcase the island on the world stage.
This event aligns seamlessly with our strategic goals to attract high-net-worth visitors who are seeking unique premium experiences. As you know, golf holds a special place in the world of sports tourism. It combines leisure, luxury, and lifestyle, values that perfectly reflect the Barbados product as well as Apes Hill. Hosting this tournament provides us with a chance to showcase the very best of our island, not just as a paradise for sun and sand, but as a sophisticated luxury destination with a diverse portfolio of world-class experiences.
A 3-year partnership between the organizers and Apes Hill Barbados for the tournament was also agreed. This year's edition is slated for April 25th to April 27th. Anne-Margaret Goodrich-Boyce, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Anmar. That is the first half in sports. Wendy, when we come back, I've got some track and field news for you.
Looking forward to it, Damien. Up next on CBC's Newsnight, the Business Report. In tonight's business report, the ready-to-drink or RTD cocktail market is growing. This is according to founder and manager of Chorus Sparkling Rum Punch, Sam Nealons. The product was launched at the Dread Hop Brewery, Gibbons Industrial Park, last night. Trevor Thorpe reports.
Manufacturers of the product say nothing chemically altered is used in Chorus and it will fit into any environment. They say in the world of ready-to-drink products, they are fakes, but Chorus is authentic with real ingredients.
What we're trying to capture is the legend of Rum Punch in a can. You know, it is not the exact recipe. We've done what we can to tweak it and to innovate it a little bit to just reach it to a larger public and to just reduce some of the strength of a rum punch into something that's more easy, refreshing, lighter, more convenient, more portable, so that you can enjoy it at any point, like as if you're just having a casual drink with friends or whatever the case may be. It's just 6.5%, so it's a little bit lighter. We try to turn down the sugar so that it's not as heavy.
Chorus Sparkling Rum Punch is produced in partnership with Dread Hop Brewery, and managing director Charles McKenzie has called it a perfect partnership.
So far it's been a good partnership. We purchased a canning machine because we had every intention of canning our beers, from migrating from bottles to cans. The cans are a much better container to put beer in than a bottle. So we had every intention of canning our beer. Chorus came around at the right time because we already had the canning machine, and we were quite happy to utilize the canning machine a little further than with just our beers. So it kind of fit in quite well with where we were at the time.
Brand ambassador and investor Andre DJ Puffy Paris describes it as Barbados in a can.
Chorus is Barbados in a can. This is bringing the traditional rum punch that we've all grown to love here in Barbados and adding a new modern twist. So yeah man, just sample a piece of Barbados in a can here.
The DJ adds the launch of the Rum Punch shows what can be achieved through local investments and partnerships. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Franchising is high on the minds of the owners of a northern company. It's Sharad's Barn Grill at Jilks Village, Bentham, St. Lucie. Manager Shaquille Jordan says it is part of their development plans.
We're still looking to have that franchise where we can branch off into various parts of the island. Right now, we just at a stage where we're looking to expand the business even more. For Valentine's, we have dinner coming up, and that is usually a nice one where we get to make the ambience even nicer for the customers. They come out with the couples and what's not and have a wonderful time.
Here's how the stocks traded locally and regionally today.
In Jamaica, Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 9,169,052 units was the volume leader, followed by Wigton Energy Limited and JMMB Group Limited 7.35% cumulative redeemable preference share. In Trinidad and Tobago, the West Indian Tobacco Company Limited was the volume leader, with 66,316 shares changing hands for a value of Trinidad and Tobago $362,215.98, followed by Massey Holdings Limited. And here in Barbados, Goddard Enterprises Limited was the volume leader, trading 71,500 shares at Barbados $2.95 each, and they were followed by Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited and Epley Caribbean Property Fund SCC Value Fund.
And that's business. We'll take a break and be back with the weather. We join Carrie Ann O'Neill now to find out what the weather is going to be like into tonight and tomorrow.
Good evening to you, Wendy, and good evening, everyone. Well, today in Barbados, a trough system generated some early morning showers, but thereafter the ridge pattern became the dominant feature and we enjoyed mostly sunny skies. Now the winds across the region, they are light to moderate, and the seas, they remain above normal. We do have a small craft advisory in effect. The maximum temperature today was 30 degrees Celsius, the minimum 24 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 27 degrees Celsius. Now, the relative humidity, 81%, which means that we do have moisture building in the atmosphere. Those winds are coming in from the southeast. We take a look now at some atmospheric conditions across the region, where the temperatures are ranging from 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. The humidity shows moisture is building across the region as we do have some instability in the atmosphere. Those winds, they are light to moderate across the region. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where a trough system earlier generated some showers here in Barbados, but the ridge pattern is now our dominant feature. We enjoyed mostly sunny skies during the afternoon. The winds are light to moderate across the region, peaking at 20 knots over in St. Lucia, and those seas, they are moderate to rough in open water, with swells peaking at 3 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. Later on tonight, we can expect mostly clear skies along with just a few light showers. Further south, showers and rain prevailed across the Guianas. Over now in the Western Caribbean, there is another trough system there maintaining some showers over southern Bahamas, Jamaica, as well as Hispaniola. That's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 6:25 and will set at 5:58. Now, the first high tide is expected at 4:58 in the early morning, and the first low 16 minutes after 10 in the morning. Those seas are moderate to rough in open water, with swells peaking at 3 meters. We are urging small craft operators as well as sea bathers to exercise caution. The winds are coming in from the east and they're peaking at 35 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, we can expect mostly clear skies along with some light showers. And over the next 3 days, mostly sunny skies along with just a few light showers can be expected.
Time now to join Damien Best for the second half of sports.
Yeah, thanks so much, Wendy. Promotion to World Group 1 in the Davis Cup tennis competition is at stake as Barbados battles host Colombia starting Friday. The Bajans, led by non-playing captain Damien Applewhite, will be without one of their talisman in veteran Hayden Lewis for the fixture and will be relying heavily on Bajan number 1 Darian King. The rest of the contingent for the qualifier includes Kaipo Marshall, Stephen Slocum and Xavier Lawrence. The tie is being played on clay, and Applewhite says they arrived 5 days ahead of the fixture to acclimatize.
Darian King would have had the most experience on clay, so as to get his feet quote-unquote dirty again. Unfortunately with Hayden, he got sick pretty much at the wrong time, maybe 2 weeks out from the tie. So we had to make the decision to leave him home. But so his presence would have been very good over here. However, at the same time, it gives a great opportunity for young Stephen Slocum, who is now the number 2 double specialist, quote-unquote. And he had a good result in our preparation weeks in Jamaica, making it to the finals of a future event, which is the professional tournament, and that was with Darian, so that was a great opportunity for him, and he wanted to take that confidence into this week.
Well, Barbados is yet to win a tie against the Colombians on clay or hard court surfaces.
The competition of the Colombia team is quite solid. This is the 4th time we're playing against Colombia, yet to secure a victory, because they're always a very tough team, and this one is no different, even though they have different faces, younger players. So a mixture of experience and youth. Like their top players ranked top like around 200 in the world, and the next person is ranked like top 300 in the world. And they have a top 50, the double specialist as well. So it's a very balanced team, a very strong team. But at the end of the day, you know, that cliche that tennis is played on your day, and we're here to compete.
Well, the draw will be made tomorrow with singles matches set for Friday and the doubles and reverse singles on Saturday. Well, as the 2025 track and field season heats up, the Joseph Payne Memorial Classic was one of the latest meets at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. CBC's Amory Burt takes a look at the 200-meter events.
The athletes are really getting excited at their competition for this new season, and this is a Joseph Payne Memorial Classic that served up some good action. On the 13 girls coming at us in the 200 meters into their final 100, and we had a clear leader. On the inside in the yellow Pacers jersey is Zanaya Brown. She's in control. On her heels, Uruguay Blackbirds Brittany Hall. But Brown has it also, up in 23.38 seconds. Hall's time 29.66, and in there for third, Kisani Trotman of Excel Barbados. Heat 3 of 4 on the 13 boys, and here's where we got our winner. He came off the bend in full flight. Look at those strides and look at that power for a young athlete. The name to remember is Jelani Phillips. He's looking in good form as he demolished the field in 27.29 seconds. And his biggest rival is Alex Jones-Eiffel, who was drawn in the final heat, Heat 4. And wasted no time in stamping his dominance, coming off the turn with his arms pumping and legs turning over with speed. This division has been exciting so far, as Jones-Eiffel registered the overall second fastest time of 27.36 seconds. Remember, these are the 200 meters, and here come our under 15 girls with just about 100 to go. And you could tell from here who will be the star of them all. In the blue jersey of elite distance, another standout run where it's clear-cut who was in charge. That's Aaliyah Redmond as she stops the clock in 27.61 seconds. Heat 2 of the boys on the 15 served up a ding-dong battle that would give us our two fastest boys. As they shot out the blocks, the first 100 meters was dusted in a blink of an eye. Off the turn and the battle began. Renard Bernard and Raquel Griffith, stride for stride, side by side. Who had that extra kick to claim an edge? They come to the line and Bernard had the extra boost. Griffith settles for a second. The times 24.04 and 24.53. And to the under 17 girls, Crystal Bentham is in a class all her own. She made up the stagger by the 150 mark, and the script was written. She is in the peak form of her life, and there's no looking back as she powers home in 25.56 seconds. I don't know about you, but I'm totally enjoying the track and field season, and it's yet young.
Yeah, thanks so much, Amory. That is it for sports for tonight. Wendy, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, Damian Bass. We'll return after the break. Well, that's it for news. Thanks for viewing, and do enjoy the rest of your evening.